All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of In My Black Feminist Bag. We're excited to have Fee the MC as our speaker today. And without further ado, we will pass it on for the conversation.
I'm feeling amazing. I'm blessed. I'm so happy to be here with you all today.
Oh, I love it. Yes. I'm just trying to add Kayla.
Oh, yay.
Now,
Hi,
are we all here? Yes. We made it. Come on, Black. Come on, look at us. We did the thing like Angela Bassett. We are all here. They're right on the cusp of the finish line. You got this. For all the young people who are in school, doing all the juggling with school, work, hobbies, all the things, we see you. And you're almost there. I'm just going to hop right in since we're, a little 5 minutes behind because of tech issues. I'm Toni Wilson, everyone. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Director of Culture and Narrative Shift at GGE, short for Girls for Gender Equity, a Brooklyn-based intergenerational organization fighting for racial and gender equity and justice. We do this through policy, organizing Black girls, and gender expansive youth of color. Thank you for joining us, Fee. I'm going to hop right on into it, and please let the folks know who you are, what should they know about you, and introduce yourself. And then I'm going to pass you the mic as well,
Okay,
Kayla, to introduce
so before
yourself.
I introduce myself, hey, Kayla. I'm Fifi, but I go by Fee the MC. I'm sorry your weekend school has been so long, but girl, it's close to the weekend. Hello to everyone else. I am Fee the MC. I am an up-and-coming artist. I'm from Louisiana. I reside in Houston, Texas. I'm 24 years young. I'm a mother, and I'm out here living life in college, working, doing the mother thing, I think that's me. I go by she, her pronouns. And I'm here. I'm excited to be here this morning. How are y'all?
Amazing. Kayla, what about you? Let's add your voice to the mix. Just a little intro. Let the folks know who you are.
Kayla. I'm a high school student. My pronouns are she, her. My program is Sisters in Strength. And when I heard that we was doing interviews, I was like, hold on, I need to participate in this. So I'm first to join. Choose an interview. It didn't really matter who I got. I just wanted to interview someone. And I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just fangirling today,
I love it. I love the energy. Okay, so since we're having good energy and you're fangirling, I will let you ask the first question.
I just need to get my questions up on a different device so that I can look at
it. Okay, so while you do that, I'll ask the question and then let me know when you're all good and ready and set. Cool? Amazing. Sophie, how are you celebrating Women's Herstory Month?
So this month I am celebrating by giving back to my community of women, such as donating clothes that I no longer want and my daughter can no longer fit, to surrounding shelters in the area such as Star of Hope, Houston Area's Women's Center, and the Monroe Women's Shelter. So that's my way of giving back and celebrating, because I've been there, done that, rode in that rodeo. And, everybody deserves nice clothes. It doesn't matter what type of position you're in. So I'm giving back to the girls.
Amazing. I love that so much. That's something I definitely do often. Oh my God, wait, I think Kayla is frozen.
Yes, ma'am.
Is she frozen on your end too?
Okay, there we go.
Okay, okay, oh, she's back in again. Exactly. I was just gonna respond to her response, Kayla, while you were frozen. But basically saying that she's celebrating Women's Herstory Month by giving back. So she's donating to some local shelters, specifically clothing. I do that quite often myself as well. In my house for holidays too, we tend to cook meals. My mama, she cooks the meals. I'm not the best cook, but I try. But I divvy up the plates. I share the plates and help her label them and bag them and stuff. And we hand them out to folks. So that always makes us feel good. So I love that that's what you're doing this month. And that is how you're, keeping the community going and circulating energy and circulating resources. That's always really important. So let us know. And I feel like with that response, we kind of also get to see who you are, what you're about. Yeah, like who is Fe'Eskka the MC? What should cis and trans Black girls, gender expansive young people know about
Fe'Eskka the MC is an intelligent, outgoing Black woman who is a creative out here in this world. I like to look good because when you look good, you feel good. And sometimes, I can't step out the house without smelling good. So, that is Fe'Eskka the MC. Something that cis and trans Black women should know about me is that I make music for everybody. I make music for the baddies, the saddies, the hot mommies, the big bodies. I don't discriminate. Music doesn't necessarily have an identity. So if you think that I'm pretty right here, I think that you'll love my music too.
Okay, you're like a walking advertisement for like Black girl joy, and I love it. I'm like, everything is like also rhyming, so I'm like, come on, rapper! Like it's all rhyming, it's flowing, it's making me very happy. You love it. Kayla, are your questions up? Are you ready to all set? Perfect.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the questions and I'm like, which question should I ask? Like, I don't even know because I just want to know everything about you already, but I'm just going to go for what is inspiring to you and how do you connect your music to your inspirations?
Okay, so what is inspiring to me is my life. I've been through a lot, but currently my daughter is my inspiration. She is my drive. Like, she makes me want better for myself because not only am I like living for another human, but I'm also living for myself. She brought me back to that reality because sometimes as Black women, we tend to try to nurture everyone and be there for everyone, and nobody's really there for us half the time. So my daughter brought me back to that reality that I matter and that, you know what I'm saying, this world is ours. So my inspiration as far as what has been inspiring my music, what has been inspiring my day-to-day is Phoenix.
Oh, that is beautiful. I love that response. So one of the themes for My Black Feminist Bag, or just like the reason why we did or decided to do this series, is because we want to make like issues that are surrounding Black girls really palpable and tangible for them, right? We want to be able to meet them where they're at with people who they see in different sectors of the entertainment industry or just in all industries, to be honest, that are also experiencing things that they're experiencing, right? And really wanting them to be able to, even though they might not have the language to name their experiences, they can always identify it with someone else and be able to see themselves in other people and see themselves as Black feminists in any specific way that shows up for them, right? So with that being said, I think something that I would love to talk more with you about right now as like the theme of our conversation for this series is young parenting. You said you're 24, you have a daughter, Phoenix, which is such a beautiful name, and inspires the way you do your music, and I'm assuming the way you like live your life altogether, because you also just shared that she reminded you that you have to take time for yourself and like, heal yourself and pour into yourself, which is so important for Black women. So yeah, I think what I'm asking is, so in your music, you shine a light on your experience with motherhood and being a young parent. How has that journey been for you as a Black girl?
So the journey for me has made me feel like Mystic Knight. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but she is a Black superhero. She has super strength. So I had to put some big girl pants on, y'all. I was a party animal. I was out here. That was crazy. I was doing so much, but I wasn't taking care of myself. So my daughter actually gave me the strength to like put those big girl pants on and like go full force. The journey has been an enjoyable learning experience for the both of us because, she's growing, I'm getting older. It's just like, but it's been very enjoyable. As a Black mom, the only thing that I can say is that in Black families, everybody else tends to give opinions on your parenting. Just don't let the outside mentally affect you, because that can go a long way. It's your baby, raise your baby how you see fit.
Mm-hmm. That is really, really, really good advice. And I love that you're essentially saying that your daughter has now shaped the way you see the world, the way you experience the world, and how that has shifted for you. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us. I'm gonna pass the mic back
So
over to
I
you,
wanted
Kayla.
to ask, what are some supports and what would you like the community to look like for other Black girls who are young and parenting?
Okay, so for young parents, because I'm one myself, I mean, it's women, young women out here younger than me with children. I would recommend finding more mom friends, being open to mom friends and receptive to having mom friends, because once you have a baby, you honestly start to feel like you don't relate to a whole lot of people anymore. So find your relation in other moms, because I promise you it is a pool of moms who are friendless, sitting at home with their baby every day, wishing they could like go out and do something, or they had somebody to talk to besides just the baby, because I was once one of those parents. So I do recommend having mom friends, because that is a very huge deal, because moms deal with postpartum depression and things of that nature. So having friends would probably like soothe that completely. I did write down some links for all of the moms. I even went as far as finding an international link for my international big body baddies, because I do get those DMs a lot. And I wrote them down. I'm going to read them. So I'm not going to be making eye contact with the camera, but I have singlemothergrants.org. That is grants for college. I actually can attest that it works. I just received a Pell Grant myself. I am enrolled in summer classes. Yeah. I'm enrolled in summer classes to become an LVN. So for the next 2 years, I will be in college, like going after my degree. The next one would be like wealthysinglemoms.com. That is government assistance all over the United States of America, so all over the U.S. On that website, it includes things like shelters in your area, vouchers for furniture, vouchers for clothing. It also includes food pantry locations, phone numbers, helplines, all of that. So I would recommend using that site as well, because that site is essential. And for all of my big body baddies out there, the international girls, because you know we love them, we have the BorgenProject.org. And internationally, this is for single mothers in Japan, North Africa, South Korea, North Korea, and Hong Kong. So you girlies tune in. You know what I'm saying? And go see what they're about. I was reading over the site. I would not recommend nothing out in trying. And they basically offer the same thing as wealthysinglemoms.com as far as assisting you with food pantries, groceries, furniture, rides to doctor's appointments, and things like that. But it's for our international girlies only. So, yeah.
Amazing. That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing the resources that has worked for you. I think that is so important, because oftentimes people, I think maybe Kayla's on a call. I think that's what comes up when you like when the icon comes up. I'm not too sure, but I feel like that's what happens. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think oftentimes like finding resources for yourself can be so overwhelming when you're like in the crisis, like when you're in the thick of it, in your trauma, like trying to like find a way to connect and trying to find a resource is hard. So like look it up, but also like be in it. So thank you for sharing resources that has literally worked for you. I think that is like what's really important, is that oftentimes people are like guided to use things and they don't know people who it has worked for, and they feel like they're taking a gamble, like just like throwing their like needle in the haystack, right? Like it's so hard to dig through it, but to hear a real testimony and experience of like, no, this site has worked for me. I just got XYZ from this place. Moving into the next chapter of your life is so inspirational. So thank you for sharing that with our viewers and also your viewers. So thank you for bringing that into the space. Yeah, I have a question. Now that you've shared that, Oftentimes, so that at GGE, we also we do youth centered direct service programs. We have three programs, and then one program specifically for alumni who have graduated from our other three program spaces. And we definitely make it our mission to support young parents in specific ways. We provide stipends, of course, to all youth attendees, but we also provide like childcare stipends for folks who need those, right? So we understand how important that is. Oh my gosh, where'd Kayla go?
I'm talking about some.
She's gonna come back. All of that to line up my question, all of that to say, as a young parent, what did you want to hear, right? Or what do you still want to hear that you haven't heard yet that you would love to say to other Black girls who are young parents and maybe starting their journey, maybe a year into their journey, 2 years, whatever, however long it might be? What is something that you wanted to hear or still want to hear that you would also share with them?
Whether you're a single Black mom or an engaged Black mom or a married Black mom, I would just like to say that it does get easier. Some days it may seem very hard because of overstimulation. And if you are a mom and you don't know about overstimulation, that is when both you and your baby are going bonkers. You're trying to get your baby to calm down. It won't calm down. It's starting to upset you. The baby gets upset. So I would just like to say, remember who you are, not who you were. Because who you were is a person of the past once you have a child. So remember who you are as a parent, a mother, and continue to apply that to your daily life. Take your time. It's no need to rush because we have time. Babies grow every day, and time tells that, you know. So take your time and remember to think about everything before you do anything, because it does get easier even on your hard days. Yeah.
Thanks. That is so beautiful. And I really love and echo what you said about taking time. I have several friends. I'm in my late 20s, and I have several friends now who also have babies. And something that they always talk about is like having to give themselves grace. And, you know, it's okay that they don't know things, right? I think as parents, especially as Black folks, we want to know everything.
And
We
we
feel like
don't.
we should know everything, right? Because how society wants us to feel. That you're wrong for not knowing, but that it's okay to not know. Like, it's okay to like learn with your baby as you go, right? I mean, that's like a big takeaway I take away from my 3 homegirls who are parenting, who are like so beautiful with their babies too. So thank you for sharing that. Kayla, we're so happy to have you back. You know, the tech is trying to take us out the game today, but we're not gonna let
like,
the tech
it's just my
yeah.
I don't know if it's my phone. I don't know what it is, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Girl, it is okay.
But the next question that I want to ask is, not only do you rap about being a young mom, but you also rap about body image. And why is that important to you as you like navigate the music industry? Because I just like in program, we just were talking about like body image and like how women in the music industry are treated very differently, and they're not always seen for their music. They're sometimes seen for the way that they look. And I don't make music or anything, but I also feel like in school, like I'm often worried about judgment and stuff like that. And I'm trying to work on my body image and my confidence. So like, how do you do that? Like, how do you navigate that while in the music industry?
Okay, so I want to start this off by saying I have always looked like this. Like, I've always been a big girl. And it's little girls, it's teenagers, and women like you and me, you know, who are out here and look like me. And we hear a lot of music where everyone else's body image is like, oh, I'm slim, I'm thick. But what about us? So it is important for me to advocate my body image because that's who I am. It's a part of me. I'm big, I'm bold, I'm beautiful. So as I navigate my way through the industry, I think it's just best for everybody to move out the way. I mean, I am big. You see me coming, you know? You see me coming. So I think it's just best to embrace who you are. at one point in my high school life, I was dealing with confidence issues too. Confidence comes over time. I don't want you to feel like because what everyone out here in the world is saying in their music, I don't want you to think that those people were always confident. I mean, it's some people who were born with confidence. That is a fact. I know this. I know people who were born with confidence, but my confidence had to grow on me as well. Throughout high school, I was Miss Piggy. I was, what is that girl's name? Big Patty. Like, I got, I got bullied a whole lot. I was just a big girl. You know, big girls get classified as certain things. So I went through that a lot in high school. So I would recommend doing daily affirmations. Somebody say one thing about you, I guarantee you what I had to start doing, because see, I'm not from Houston, I live in Houston. What I had caught on to was that somebody say something to me, say something back. That is what boosts your confidence. Don't, oh, I stood in the mirror, I look good. You know you look good already, but do they know you look good? The way you speak, the way you carry yourself, everything, like, that is what gives you your confidence. Somebody say something messed up to you, I hate to be the parent, because if somebody hit Phoenix, I'm gonna tell her to hit them back. So if somebody say something slick to you, if someone says something slick to you, say something slicker back. The first thing that comes to your mind, your first thought on this person. It could be the rudest thing ever, but I bet you they will never say anything to you again. They'll be like, oh, don't mess with her. I promise. That is where that confidence comes into play. You have to sometimes learn how to be a superhero in a villain. And I hate to be the person to like break it, but some people will treat you as if you're, you know, nothing. And then when you start treating them the same, you become someone. So that's the way you build your confidence.
I love that. I love that for you it seems like the theme of superhero has come up quite a few times in our conversation, and I love that because I'm listening to you talk and you feel very much like I'm gonna save the world energy, like I'm save the girls. So thank you for this energy. I hope what am I gonna say? What am I trying to say is that a lot of what you shared tonight really resonated with me. That's one. And I hope does that feel helpful for you, Kayla? Like when you're thinking about navigating your days in high school, what comes up for you in terms of like confidence? And in terms of programming, when y'all talk about body image, how is this resonating for you? Or does it?
In the program, we talk about affirmations and like, you know, things to boost our confidence and keep us positive, and like just we spread positivity in programs. So this was like helpful. Like it just made me feel like, you know, like a big sister talking to me, and it just made me feel like, you know, it's actually like in program, of course, we have to be positive, you know, like that's what program is about, but now it's just more realistic, you know, like, and it was just more helpful. And I struggle with insecurities and stuff like that, and it's like I often find myself comparing myself to other people, and you know, and so it just helped me like I don't know, it's just like realistic advice, which I like. Like I like it when people keep it real with me, you know, like, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like my Caribbean mama would say, comparison is the thief of joy. So the moment you compare yourself to somebody else, you are, you know, taking away all things that make Kayla, Kayla, and that makes Fifi and Tony, and everyone here in the live with us, that makes you yourself. I'm gonna just read some comments really quick because I was like reading them and like y'all are amazing. So someone says, Lil 7 Evie, hope I'm saying that right, says self-preservation is the best display of inner confidence. +1 to that. Someone else said they will gag. I needed to hear this. Yeah, I think it really sits that. I feel like a lot of people need to hear that message of confidence and owning who you are. Because oftentimes what I say is that you know, the industry, or just every industry, society is like $1 billion industry,
Yeah.
ready and waiting for you to hate yourself, right? And bank on hating yourself, right? They bank on you hating your skin color, the way your hair goes out of your head, how big your nose is, or how small your nose is, how big or little you are, like how snatched your waist is, how long you want your wig to be. Like, they literally bet on that. There's everything about you that you want to fix. Like, the other day I saw like a cream that was for, I guess, hyperpigmentation for like inner thighs or something like that. And I just like sat and I laughed, because I was just like, if your thighs have rubbed together since you were like 5 years old, there's not a cream in the
It's
world
not.
that's going to
I'm
change
here to
that,
tell you.
you know? But there's things that they want us to fix about ourselves, especially as Black women, especially as Black femmes. And it's really a deliberate act for us to say, no, like, for you to express in your music that you're not going to change your bio. This is who you are and you're comfortable with that. And for you, Kayla, to say, no, this is who I am too in high school. I think that is such a deliberate response to the world telling us all the time that we should hate ourselves. So thank you for sharing that such important message with us today, Fee. It's so important. But also to that, you know, to that note about you being a rapper and where you find your inspiration from, I would love to know, what's your favorite thing about being a rapper? And how did music find you? Or like, how did your purpose in music come
So my
about?
my favorite thing about being a rapper is being able to be expressive. Kayla, like I was just telling you, and Miss Tony, like I was just telling Kayla, I was an outcast in high school. I never really got to say what was on my mind because I wanted to avoid conflict because my mama didn't play. And if I got suspended, she wasn't going to let me stay at home because that's just how Lisa was. Um, so when I write my music, I'm kind of writing down the first thing that comes to my mind. That's why I told you I can only recommend what I'm doing. I can't tell you to go do something and I'm not doing it. So when I'm writing my music, I'm writing down the wildest thing. My bars are so wild because the first thing that comes to mind when I'm upset, I'm like, oh, you know. so
Genuine to you. I love that.
That is my favorite thing about being a rapper, being able to express myself on any type of level I want to, with the boundary, but still without boundaries. The way that I found music, I want to say it was through my big sister. I have an older sister. She's about 6 years older than me. But as a kid, being in elementary, your sister's in high school, she's listening to NSYNC and B2K. And once I heard Britney, I was hooked. You might as well slap my bum and call me captain because I was hooked, I promise you. Because I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that I'm toxic? Like, baby. I discovered music through listening to whatever my sister was listening to at that time in my childhood. So, yeah, that's how music found me.
Amazing. I love that. I was also a Britney girl growing up too. No shade to other folks,
She
but
was my girl.
that was my girl. Yes. Are there any rappers, and I would love to ask you this question too, Kayla, just in general, I guess, for you. So for Fee, is there any other rappers or just folks in the industry that you draw inspiration from, and that helps you, you know, guide the art that you do? And then Kayla, are there folks in any industry that you look to for inspiration that help you get through your work day to day? Where do you find your inspiration? Take your time.
Honestly, I have to think about this one because, like, in social media and in the industry now, it's easy to just find negativity rather than positivity. So, like, it's just a judgment zone. That's what social media is, a judgment zone. Like, it's not a judgment-free zone. So, I feel like someone that inspires me is, like, the first person that I could think of is Megan Thee Stallion, because, like, or Lizzo, either Megan Thee Stallion or Lizzo, because I noticed that, like, both of them receive, like, body negativity and, like, just negativity from, like, the media and they're in the industry, they make good music, but they're still being judged for like something else, like just something else, and like every little move that they make is just criticized. So I feel like I would say Megan Thee Stallion and Lizzo, because they're black, and then like they don't fit into the beauty standard, and it's just like they still own it, and they're still like, they still give boss energy. And yeah, so just like those are the two most popular people that I could think of.
Thank you for sure. I'm gonna hold your question real quick, Fee. I remember it. It's in my brain. I want to like actual follow up, Kayla. I love that you shared that there's not a lot of people who you. Oh my God, we're
I'm sitting
Kayla.
here like she keep leaving me.
I was like, oh, mid question. I looked over and Kayla was out. It's okay. One step at a time. This no worries, no apologies. It's not your fault. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I think it's so important that you share that social media is so toxic, oftentimes, very much a judgment zone. I feel that oftentimes on social media as well. And I'm sure like folks who are younger, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're really feeling it as well, especially if you're like growing up in an era where you've never known a life without social media, right? I definitely want to ask you now, I think it's important also for us to name folks in our day-to-day lives that inspire us, because those folks are also real too, right? And while we get Fee's response to the question, I want you to hit on a little bit, like who inspires you, or like who do you connect with? I should say, like let me who do you connect with in your day-to-day life that feels like, oh, like this is possible, that makes you feel like dreams are possible? Yeah, so I'm gonna come back for your answer, marinate a little bit, and let's shift over to Fee. Hopefully you remember. Do you remember the question? I can ask it again.
Can you ask it again, please?
I asked you, who are like the rappers, folks from the past that you have like drawn inspiration from, or even now that you draw inspiration from, that helps you and guides you in your music journey today?
First and foremost, my biggest inspiration passed away. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. If you are tuned into me, then you can probably tell I'm a gangster rapper. I'm not necessarily rapping about much besides body positivity, the extra stuff that comes with being outside with the gang. And my second inspiration for music, and a person that not even but she really is the reason why I want to be a plus size advocate for women, would be Mia-X. As you all know, I am from Louisiana. Mia-X is that girl to me. Coming up as a child, I did not know that Mia-X lost weight until I became old enough to like discover Instagram and stuff. Found her on Instagram. But coming up as a child and being a chunky young woman, well, a chunky little girl, because that's what I was, and hearing Mia-X, it opened my eyes to be like, who is her? And she was a gangster rapper as well. So those two rappers kind of are in the back of my head in a sense. Like when I write music, I'm like, I think they might like this. As well as my supporters, my audience. But I like the fact that they're so raw and uncut. So music could become very fictional. And it's like they actually draw you back into reality really quick. Like, hey, I'm that girl. I don't really need a man. I like you. And I could take your man because that was me an ex. And that right there, that right there is what inspires me to be Feed the MC. It inspires me to advocate for the big girls. As far as my day-to-day life, my inspiration really comes from my management over at Rain Studios, as well as my grandma. Excuse me. I love my grandma. We talk every day. So more so my family being my day-to-day inspiration.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I love that in your response, you're really specific and intentional about naming past, I don't say past, that's not what I'm looking for, but other rappers, women from the South that have laid the groundwork for you to be a Black rapper from the South doing the work that you do and making things that you say. I think that's so important. My friend actually has, I'm gonna send you this offline, but my friend actually just made like a t-shirt with like plus size icons from like the 80s and onward, and Mia X, one of the icons on the shirt. So I'm gonna send you that link because I think you'll like it. Yeah, so that's amazing to hear. I'm gonna shift it back to Kayla. Hopefully you pondered a little bit about your answer, and yeah, I'm gonna pass you the mic.
So, who is my inspiration? People that inspire me in my day-to-day life. Honestly, like, my family is inspiring and stuff like that, and I definitely agree with what Fee said. But the way that my family is they're very hard on me about like going to college. You have to go to college. This is what you have to do to be successful. So like somebody that inspires me to be successful and like, you know, gives me confidence and stuff like that is probably like me or my friends. Cause my family is very hard on me about school and stuff like that, and I honestly like I'm not really that into school. Like I do my work. I do what I have to do, but I only do that because I have to do it. So school, I'm trying to still stay focused on it because I need that high school degree. But also like after I get out of high school, I want to go explore other things, and there's other things that I want to do that I might not need that college degree for. So I would say me and my friends, like they constantly, you know, the real friends. Because saying friends is just like,
Associates.
yeah, like not everybody is really your friend, but like the real friends that I have, they inspire me and like tell me, you know, like all of us have a specific plan, and they tell me to just stick to my plan, and they're there to listen to me whenever I'm like going through something with my family, or I'm just going through something, you know, with myself, and I'm just scared. Oh, I want to be successful. I want to be successful, even though I don't want to go to college. It's just been like the thought, oh, you're not gonna like be successful if you don't go to college. It's been in my head because that's what my family has told me. So like the negativity that my family sometimes, you know, instills in me, saying that I'm not, like responsible or whatever because I don't like school, that has helped. My friends have helped. And myself, you know, just having a good relationship with myself.
Yes, I want to validate that and affirm those to yourself. Sometimes we got to pat ourselves on the back and say, you know, I did that. I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm doing my best. And I also want to affirm that for other young people who might be listening as well, that, you know, you tend to be, and you learn that message very early, that college is the only way, right? And you have to way. And often our parents are combating a lot of different things, so they don't even know that there's other ways to reach your dreams or reach success or feel affirmed, right? And they're just only giving you that one route. So thank you, Kayla, for being brave and bold and naming that might not be my route, but you know what, I'm gonna do what I have to do now, and then think about what my dreams are later and how that's gonna shape me. So I want to affirm and applaud you for that, and knowing that, and the brilliance that you are. And I also want to name that, even as I think when I was in high school too, like me and my friends were like so tight and thick as thieves, like nothing my mom could say to me. I was like, these are my friends, and they know me more than you know me, which is so true. Like our friends in high school know us way more than oftentimes our parents do. So I'm happy that you have a solid group of friends around you that are affirming you, that are lifting you up, and y'all are like supporting each other. So I love that for you. But speaking about support, I want to ask the both of y'all, before we shift over to what's in y'all's Black feminist bag, what are the ways that y'all are practicing like self-care, self-preservation as Black girls during Women's Herstory Month and every day?
Okay. Kelly, you want to go first? Okay, that's fine.
She said, no, ma'am.
One way I'm actually practicing self-care a lot more. since I have detached from family, because although family does inspire me, I just, located to my own place. So self-care has become way more important now. I am writing down 10 things I'm grateful for a day, because sometimes you can be blindsided by your troubles and forget that you were still blessed. Even if it's the smallest thing, I'm still very grateful. As well as dieting and working out. I am actually about 30 pounds down from losing baby weight. I'm excited about that. And I actually picked up a skincare routine as well, because I know you were talking about the bleaching cream, blotch cream, whatever. But
Yeah.
I found a soap. Okay. I found a soap, and it's very good, and it works very well. So that is how I am currently practicing my self-care, by mentally uplifting myself, because self-sabotage is real. Very, very real. So don't forget to remind yourself that you are worthy, that whatever it is you want to do, you can do, and you are capable of doing, because if you weren't, you wouldn't have thought to do it in the first place. And, just trying to get my body right for 25, because she's approaching.
I love that for you. What about you, Kayla? How does self-care or self-preservation look like for you?
Self-care for me is, I like to do my hair and I like to do my lashes, because when I look good, I feel good. Like, I look so much better than this, and I will feel so much better than this as a result. But I like to do my hair and my lashes, and I also like to listen to music. I like to just be with myself. Like, I enjoy my own company. Sometimes, I miss like a friend or like a little, boyfriend, but like, I like to just have my own company. And I also like to watch shows and just, just relax, like letting myself relax, because even though like my family would be like, oh, you're not doing much, like you're not really doing much, you haven't had to get up and go to work and do all that.
It's still hard. It is still hard.
It
is still hard.
Relaxing, every
so
once in a while, like every weekend is okay. You don't always have to, jump to do everything. Like, you don't have to keep yourself busy all the time. But yeah, just like being like relaxing productively. And I like to talk on the phone. Like, I like to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a. But I need to get into that exercising though. Like, maybe I do need to get up. Like, summer is coming.
Girl, I promise you, you are fine. As far as your parents being like strict or hard on you, as a parent, I just want to say, sometimes we want our kids to go so hard and be so much more better than us, that we are blindsided by their feelings despite our own. So I just want to say, don't be afraid to take your rest, because that is essential. Even now as an adult, I love to just go lay up in bed. That's my favorite thing in the world. So don't be pressured by what your parents are trying to instill in you, because once you move away from them, you automatically start learning new things on your own outside of what they taught you, and you start learning new ways to do things that they have taught you, because the world is completely different outside of that front door at your house, So take what they're trying to instill in you and like put a twist on it. You're part of the Gen Z generation. Is it G or is it X? Z or X? Gen Z generation. Y'all really make me happy, because my generation was not like that. So do like your generation and add a twist to it. And continue to be comfortable and continue to rest, because one day you're gonna feel like You're gonna feel like it's getting harder, but I promise you it's only getting easier. So take this time to rest, take this time to like learn, but don't forget to learn yourself along the way.
Yes, thank you. Kayla also dropped a gem when you were talking. You literally said you don't always have to be busy. And I think that is so important, especially as Black folks. Grind culture is real. We're always talking about, I'm on the grind, I'm grinding for this, I'm hustling for this, I'm working hard. And like, you know, we understand as Black folks that it's important that we got to work and strive to get what we need and what we want, because resources and access don't come easy to us or for our community. And also, you don't always have to be busy. So thank you for sharing that, Kayla. I'm also going to uplift a comment in the chat from Bells and BK that says both and rest and movement. I definitely second that, because working from home and on these Zoom calls, y'all, I learned I need to go take a walk every day because my body needs some stretching that this I providing. So it's definitely both and. Like, don't pressure yourself with exercising to look a certain way, but definitely get some movement going and get your body going and stretching, because that's important. I'm shifting over to our big question of the day. What would you both include in your Black feminist bag? I'm ready.
You can go
I
first,
want to know who's
Kay,
going first.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one. So we are talking about what we would put in our Black feminist bag. Are we saying that it has to be an object?
Nope. It can be a literal thing, a figurative thing. It could be good energy if that's what you want it to be. Whatever you want to put in your bag is your prerogative.
So, in my Black feminist bag, I think we need a lot of confidence, you know, communication, great communication, you know, some eyelashes, and
I know I do.
Like, get your nails did. Make sure you have some nails. Some press-ons is fine. You can put the press-ons in the back. And I would say we should have some youth empowerment in there, you know, extra confidence in there.
I'm with it.
There's a lot more, but let's just say we're going to a little, like, you know, a little short of it, you know. You can't pack too heavily. I would say
it's lunch bag. Okay, I love it. It's a little mini how far.
That's how far, yes.
I love what's in your bag. Amazing.
Okay, so first and foremost, my Black feminist bag is black like me. The first thing I would put in my bag is my worth with tax included, because that is, you know, essential. That is very essential as a Black woman to know my worth in these streets as I roam around doing business, having fun, living life, encountering men, and, you know, doing my thing. I would also include the coin because I love money. And I am a millionaire mother, so I have to have the coin. I would also include my confidence, but I think that comes along with my worth, because when you know your worth, you know yourself, and when you know yourself, who can knock you?
Come on.
I would also include my lip gloss, my eyelashes, and my lip liner, because sometimes I don't do the makeup thing, you know, and I do just want to leave the house with my lip gloss, my lip liner, and my eyelashes on. And I will also include a form of protection, because this Black feminist needs protection, okay? No one is going to harm me. I'm a single mom. I'm a Black woman, and I do go outside. And when I go outside, I am protected in the name of the Lord. So I would keep my piece of protection in my Black feminist bag. I do believe that this Black feminist lives matter, and all Black feminist lives matter. So if you don't have any form of protection, that's fine. You're in high school, but things happen in high school too. So I would recommend adding some protection to your Black feminist bag.
I love this. Y'all are the best. I think y'all are like a match made in heaven. Like this conversation was so fruitful and has brought me so much joy. Before we move into, I'm looking at the time. Okay, let's quickly, I'm going to ask 2 questions that we have here from folks who have been listening and watching. So, well, this person asked, I think something that you're going to like let folks know anyway, but they asked, where can we find your music? You're so positive and you're like a ray of light. So where can they find your music? Which you're going to plug
anyway.
Is this my plug in? Let the folks know.
Okay.
Well, this is a question,
so
you can either do.
I'm sorry, Miss Tony. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm looking at the top. Okay, so you can find me on all social media platforms. At Fe'Eskka the MC, obviously. It's a link in my bio. Click it. I have music out on all streaming platforms from Apple Music to Amazon Prime Music. So that's where you can find me.
Amazing. And then someone else asked, I guess this is a question for the both of you. They're asking, y'all spoke about confidence throughout this conversation a lot. Thank you for touching on confidence. Can you please name a way that young people can build their confidence?
I would want to say believing in yourself. Believing that your thoughts are what they are. That is the best way to be confident, because this up here is your best friend. Oh, and looking in the mirror and knowing you're bro. But that comes with this up here.
For confidence, what I've been doing lately is just like getting comfortable in the skin that I'm in, because like I can't change the skin that I'm in. Like I can't change the fact that I'm me. Like, so I'm just gonna make myself the best version of myself that I can. Like, just know the person that you are, and like yeah, I feel like comparing yourself is like a real thief of joy, and I still do it. I feel like everybody still does it at the time, but it's like we all have to stay in the skin that we're in, and so like treating our skin that we're in negatively and looking down on it instead of up on it, it would just destroy your confidence. So like I could just be like, yeah, I'm pretty, but that doesn't, like, if you don't believe it and if you're not comfortable in the skin that you're in, that might not like just automatically make you feel like you're pretty. So you just have to like get comfortable in the skin that you're in and really like get to know yourself and work on yourself, and yeah, like look in the mirror and hype yourself up. Like,
yes, I love you, Kayla.
Looking for the time. Maybe we have time for this last question. Someone asks, Fee, you mentioned affirmations a lot. I also love affirmations. Can you tell us what your favorite one is that works best for you?
My favorite affirmation to myself is probably looking in the mirror and just here. Can I curse?
Cute. Like you could go for it, but keep it cute.
But my favorite affirmation to myself is BBG. I am the leader of that. So every morning I wake up and I'm like, big body gang. But on a realistic note, my favorite affirmation to myself is I'm important. I feel like I forget that a lot. Having a child, and this ties back into being a parent, you put the baby before you a whole lot. And I remind myself, like, I'm important, I'm doing a good job. Those are like my top 2. Girl, you're doing a good job, girl. You're doing a good job. Because it keeps me going. It's like, okay, I'm really doing it. So yes, those are my top 2. You are very important and you're doing a good job. The third one is you're beautiful, but I mean, everyone is beautiful,
Yep, agreed. Thank you. I think the one about you saying I'm important, that is so real, and I resonate with that a lot because you don't hear that. I definitely don't think I heard that a lot growing up. That's something I had to program into my own mind to know. And I'm sure, Kayla, you probably agree too, that you're probably telling yourself that oftentimes and not really hearing it enough from outside sources, which sometimes, again, we're talking about affirmations, even though it's like affirming yourself, you also want to hear it from other spaces too and feel like that validation too. So thank you, Fee, for sharing that level of Black women and Black femmes needing to feel important for themselves and also for their community. With that being said, I'm going to pass you the mic. We're on our last minute or two to plug your work. Where can folks find you? How can they stay in touch with your artistry, with your music, all things that...
Okay, so hello y'all, I am Fee the MC, for those of you who know me, and those of you who don't, that is FEETHA, the letter M and the letter C. I have music on all streaming platforms, and you can find me on all social media outlets as well, at Fee the MC, from Twitter all the way to TikTok. You know, I do have a really huge announcement to make today, and I'm very nervous.
Oh my God.
But Lisa Black, the mixtape, will be dropping April 14th, 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. April 14th, 2023. Lisa Black, the mixtape, will be hitting all streaming platforms. I'm so excited for you all to hear what I have been working on this whole past year. Just to get into it a little bit, because I know I gotta be quick. Phoenix was about my daughter. Lisa Black is my mom. And my mixtape is like letters to her. So I'm so excited to see what y'all gonna vibe with to this mixtape. This is my story. Thank y'all, for streaming my music. If you are streaming my music, baddies, all my big baddies, thank y'all. I love y'all so much for the endless support. GGE, I would like to publicly say thank you, and graciously as well, because I did it in private, but I have no problem doing it in public. I would like to publicly and graciously thank you all for having Big Body Gang and myself on you all's platform. I really support the movement that you all have going on. I'm so glad that this movement is happening, because this is what Black women need. This is what feminists need. This is what everyone actually needs, is a movement that is just offering support. So Big Body Gang and I are so excited to be in motion with you all and be a part of the picture. So thank you all so much, and thank you all to my Big Body Gang, all my big baddies out there, for tuning into my live. Thank you, Miss Kayla. I know you didn't have a person that you wanted to interview, but thank you. I'm so thankful to be here with you all.
I'm happy that I got together.
So glad that
I love how it happened.
Like, I just feel so close to a celebrity now. So, yeah, I will listen to that music. Mm-hmm.
Y'all are amazing. I love it. I love it. Thank you again, Fee. Thank you, Kayla, for joining us today in our live conversation for In My Black Feminist Bag. This is our 4th video of the series. Please check all the other videos out there posted on our page at GGNYC. Next week on March 16th, meet us at 12 p.m. Eastern. We will be having another conversation with Madison Star Brim, who is a full spectrum doula, a stylist to the rap girlies, and also the daughter of Misa Hilton, who is a hip hop icon and fashion extraordinaire. You don't want to miss the conversation, so please be back with us next week. And again, thank y'all for dedicating your time and your afternoon to GGE. We love you and we appreciate your viewership, and continue to spread the word in my Black Feminist Bag. Have a great afternoon, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you. And y'all have a good day as well. Mwah, mwah, mwah.